The Kahnawà Justice Commission recently brought the updated version of its constitution to Chief and Council for formal approval. KTV spoke to Director of Justice Services Kevin Fleischer to gain insight into the changes and took the opportunity to get the latest on the Kahnawà Justice Act.
So Joe, the revised constitution of the Kahnawà Justice Commission went to Council this past Monday, May 8th, and we requested approval in principle of this document. The Commission's been in existence for about 20 years, and it dates back in some form or other back to the 80s. The last amendment of this Constitution was back in 2000, and there's been a lot of changes since then in community justice, most notably the enactment of the Kahnawà Justice Act in June 2015. So we really had to look at what should the Justice Commission be doing now? How can the Constitution better reflect what the Commission should be doing in the further development and administration of our justice system? So we went back to Council with many changes. The document was thoroughly reviewed, updated, almost everything in it's different, and the idea is to really reflect where justice in the community is going. And with that, it has a new mandate. And the new mandate for the Commission is that it will deliver and administer fair, impartial, and independent mediation, arbitration, and adjudicative services in an accessible Kahnawà justice system. And of course, it will take into account traditional Kahnawà values in doing so. So it's an updated mandate. It has updated authority, updated jurisdiction to take different actions. Some of the roles that the Commission will be playing is it will be administering the Kahnawà justice system, and it will act essentially as an arm's length board of directors for the justice system. It's also going to ensure, protect, and defend the judicial independence of our courts and our judges. And this is really big. Judicial independence is essentially that judges have the freedom to make the decisions that they need to make based on fact and law without any sort of interference or pressure. So the Justice Commission is going to make sure that judges are independent, and that when people go before a court in Kahnawà, that there's no pressure or influence on the decision that comes out of the case. The public has to have confidence that when it goes before a court in Kahnawà, that they're getting a fair shake and that their case is going to be decided in an independent and impartial manner, and the Justice Commission is going to work towards ensuring that occurs. Work has been ongoing on implementing the Justice Act since enactment in June 2015. A lot of it's been behind the scenes in terms of trying to begin discussions with Quebec. Unfortunately, our counterparts in Quebec were on strike for about 6 months, and that's delayed the process there. But there's a lot of other work that's been undergoing. Work on developing the regulation for the institution of the administrative tribunal. There is a draft of that prepared, and it'll go through further multiple drafts before it's eventually brought back to the community. So there are other procedures and protocols that are being looked at and worked on right now. We've met with the assistant prosecutor in Longueuil about having cases diverted back to Kahnawà. We're looking at some of our internal procedures. Even updating the constitution of the Kahnawà Justice Commission is, to me, a part of implementation, because if we're going to implement the Justice Act, we have to make sure we know what the Justice Commission is doing and that its role reflects where the community is heading. I think everybody wants to see the Justice Initiative move forward. Something that I'm glad to see when I go to different meetings in the community is that a lot of people, I guess we could say, bought into the Justice Act. There's nobody out there saying we don't need it, it's no good. I'm being asked, where's it coming? When's it coming? Where's the administrative tribunal? These are institutions that people want and they're asking for.